I mean, just look at it. Can you believe it? Here we are with yet another Friday with, hell yeah, yet another episode of Coffee and EDC. EDC, of course, meaning everyday carry. Pocket tools, multi-tools, wallets, and so on. Let's roll the intro. Hey there, if you're new around here, well, I'm glad to have you over. My name is Andreas and this channel is otherwise pretty much my backyard. Hope you have made yourself some coffee, because I have, and let's figure what this knife is all about. So here it is, the Gerber Kettlebell. Now, the main reason I picked it up is that from a few episodes ago when I was looking through Timo Varaka's selection of EDC gear, he had a large hunting knife. Well, large for the sake of being a small foldable, but still. And episode linked up there in the corner. And since handling that knife, I was kind of left with a feeling of wanting a foldable knife with a large and comfortable handle that you can grab properly. Now, don't get me wrong, the Spyderco Tenacious is plenty large enough, but still I was curious if there's something with slightly more out there. So this is how it looks, one side being with a very dark grey or almost black aluminum scale, and the other side I'm assuming it's the same steel as the blade itself. Everything stonewashed in its entirety, to say the least. This is a chubby looking knife. Entire length of it now unfolded is slightly under 16 centimeters. The blade is a tad over 6 centimeters in length and plain, meaning that it's without the serration. And made out of the typical Gerber stuff. The specific steel being used is 7CR17 MOV. Yep, mouthful I know, but compared to the 5CR15 MOV that, for example, the Gerber Onyx Slim Drive has, video linked up there in the corner. There's more carbon to this steel, 0.7% actually, instead of the 0.5% in the Onyx Slim Drive. More carbon in the steel naturally translates to the blade being more durable and better on holding an edge. And equal to that is that it's more challenging to sharpen, and as a material, it's more expensive. And also, if you don't already know how to, you should learn on how to sharpen a knife properly, as just relying on the straight from the factory sharpness is, in my honest opinion, rather stupid. And I'm basing this opinion on the sharpness of knives test video from the channel Project Farm, link in the description. Up on the blade is two very prominent thumb studs, one on each side. And though they're large in size, I wouldn't say that they're going to be in the way when cutting, since they're a bit further back from where the blade ends and where the choil is there for your finger. And a noteworthy disappointment that the spine of the blade is just flat over here, so there's no jimping to hold your thumb in place. So on one side there's the dark aluminum scale and there's not much to add here, it looks decent. The other side is, like mentioned, stonewashed in its entirety, including the pocket clip. And the clip is tip up so that when you're folding it, it goes like this. And the clip is removable, but there's no alternative positions to it, so if you prefer to carry it the other way, you won't be able to. And in my opinion, the clip is also one of the more poor designs out there, as it sits rather high up in your pocket, so it'll be visible. The blade is locked with a frame lock that seems decent. It engages easily and is quite easy also to unlock. I read some reviews about it, stating that the frame lock is really hard to open, that it like hurts someone's thumb to unlock it, and I wouldn't agree on that one. Sure, it requires some force to push it, but out of even the knives I have over here, it's definitely not the worst. The knife itself, it's surely a sturdy build with minimal play here in the hinge. Yeah, surely there is some, but considering the price. And surely you can open and close it with one hand, but it won't flip open. Though that's kind of to be expected when there's no flipper to open it, but instead the thumb studs. So the fidget factor being marginally on the plus side. And to the $1,000,000 question. Do I recommend this as an EDC knife? Well, depends. The main reasons you could go for it is if you need to cut stuff that needs a lot of force and any more expensive knife can get somehow ruined beyond what makes sense to try to resharpen or repair. Or then, if there's a high risk of losing the knife, then surely. Seeing where it's priced, it's still more functional than a builder's knife. But for the sake of just keeping it in your front pocket and opening up cardboard packages and the occasional cutting, then the increased bulk from the handle might not be needed, and thus I would go for one with a smaller footprint in your pocket, unless you prefer just how it looks. Needless to say, I found in this knife what I was looking for, a foldable with a truly comfortable handle and capable of heavy cutting. But the lack of jimping here on the spine, it takes the overall grade down from, I'd say, 9 to probably an 8. 8.5. From 8.5 to 8. Yeah. I know that I said earlier in the video that due to the design of the knife, it has the thumb studs here on the blade, that you can't flick it open. Well, guess what? You absolutely can do it. So I've been fidgeting around with the knife for around half an hour now, and I don't know if it's just the lackluster quality of the knife, or is it that it has just now acquired, how would I say, intended looseness of the hinge, but for the moment it's loosened up quite a bit, so yeah, you can flick it open. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like it as usual, subscribe and hit the little bell icon there next to the subscribe button, just so you don't miss out on the future EDC junk. And thanks for riding fences with me today, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!